Hello, you're listening to Shravani. In this video, let's talk about linear equations in one variable. In mathematics, we come across several types of equations. Say something like x square plus y is equal to 3z, or say 2x minus 3y is equal to 40, or say 5x plus 15 is equal to 90. Okay, these are just some of the examples. But what is common among all these three is that they involve unknown quantities, what we call as variables. Okay, here x, y and z are the variables. Here x and y are the variables. Here x is the variable. Now when we say linear equation, we mean that equation when the variable is raised only to the power 1, that is order of the equation is only 1. Now here 5x plus 15 is equal to 90, the variable x is raised only to the power 1, isn't it? So this is an example of linear equation. Here 2x minus 3y is equal to 40, the variables x and y are raised only to the power 1. So this is also an example of linear equation. X square plus y is equal to 3z. This involves three variables. The variable x is raised to the power 2. So this is not a linear equation. Alright. Now when I say linear equation in one variable, what do you mean by this? We mean that we want to see those linear equations where only one variable is involved. Here 2x minus 3y is equal to 40 has x and y as two variables. So you call these equations or such kind of equations as linear equations in two variables. In this example 5x plus 15 is equal to 90, the variable is x and that x is raised only to the power 1 and we only have one variable involved in the entire equation. So you call such kind of equations as linear equations in one variable, or they are also called as simple equations. Okay. Now we come across two situations or two cases when we talk about linear equations in one variable. The first case is when the variable term is only on one side of the equation, something like 2x plus 15 is equal to 20, or say 3x minus 40 is equal to 50, or let us say 10 is equal to say 5p plus 40. Okay, these are just some of the examples, but what is important is observe where the variable term is situated. There is only one variable term here which is on the left hand side. Here also there is only one variable term that is on the left hand side. Here also there is one variable term. Now this variable term is on the right hand side. That means there is only variable term on one side of the equation, be it left hand side or right hand side, but only on one side. So this is one case. The other case is when we come across linear equations in one variable where the variable term is situated on both sides of the equation. Say 2x plus 10 is equal to 5x minus 40. Here this is also a linear equation in one variable, that is x, but the variable terms are on both sides, 2x and 5x. Here 2x is on the left hand side, 5x is on the right hand side. So we come across both these kind of equations where the variable terms is either on one side or on both sides. Now when I say we want to solve a linear equation, what do I mean by solving a linear equation? Suppose I give you an example, say 2x minus 10 is equal to 6. I want you to solve this equation. What do I mean by solve? I want you to find out the value of x, so that when I substitute it, it should satisfy this equation. Right. Now how do we solve a linear equation? That is, how do we find out the value of this unknown quantity or the variable term involved? We use a logic here, that is, we want to bring all the variable terms on one side and all the constant terms to the other side of the equation. Now to achieve this logic, that is to bring all variable terms to one side and bring all the constant terms to the other side, there are two methods. The first method is called as the method of inverse operations. What is this method? You have 2x minus 10 is equal to 6. This is your linear equation in one variable and the variable term is only on one side of the equation. Now I want to have variable terms on the left hand side only and constant terms on the right hand side only. That means I do not want any constant term on the left hand side. Now when I want to remove this constant term, right? When what is a constant term here? Minus 10. Now if I want to remove this constant term, I just need to add a positive 10, right? Minus 10 plus 10 will become 0. So if I want to cancel this off, I just need to add a 10 here. Now when I am adding something extra to the left hand side, I will be doing the same operation on the right hand side to maintain the balance of the equation. Or in other words, add 10 to both sides of the equation. What happens? Minus 10 plus 10 will be cancelled. You will get 2x is equal to 6 plus 10 is 16. Now what I want only the value of x, not the value of 2x. Now when I say I want only x, I need to remove this 2 here. Now 2 is in multiplication here. Now to remove the 2, I should divide this by 2. Okay, so that 2 and 2 will be cancelled. Now when I am dividing left hand side by 2, I will divide right hand side also by 2. Okay, now 2 will be cancelled, leaving you with x on LHS. 2 times 8 is 16, so the right hand side has 8. So now what is the value of x? Value of x is 8. You can verify if this is correct or not by substituting it in this equation. What is the given equation? 2x minus 10 is equal to 6. What should be x? 8. So let's substitute 8. 2 times 8 minus 10 is 16 minus 10, which is 6. Is this true? Yes, it is true. So x is equal to 8 is a solution to this given linear equation. Now the same result can be achieved by a different method, which is called as the method of transpose. What do you mean by transposing? Transposing means shifting. Suppose if I tell you 2x minus 10 is equal to 6 and I want to achieve the same logic. I want variable terms on one side and constant terms on the other side. To achieve this result, we are going to transpose the constant term. I want variable terms here. I do not want any constant term here. So I will remove this constant term, and to remove this, I am going to shift it to the right hand side. That is, I am going to transpose it to the right hand side. And when we transpose it, here minus 10, when it transposes to the right hand side, it changes its sign to plus 10. That means your 2x must be 6 plus 10. Alright, 6 plus 10 is 16. So you have 2x is equal to 16 now. Now again, I want only the value of x, but I have a 2 here. So I should be transposing this 2. Now when I transpose this 2, this x must be, here 2 is in multiplication with x. When it is transposed to the right hand side, its operation changes to division. Now you have 2 times 8 as 16. So the value of x is 8, which is the same result. You understand? So this method is called method of transpose. You can solve a problem by either of these two methods. Let's look at some questions now. Solve for x minus 2 is equal to 7. Let me show you both the methods. In using the first method, that is method of inverse operations, you have x minus 2 is equal to 7. Now I want variable terms on one side and I want constant terms onto the other side. Okay, let me say I want to keep my variable term on the left hand side only. Now what I want to do, I want to remove this constant term here. I have x minus 2 is equal to 7. So to remove this, I should be adding plus 2, so that minus 2 and plus 2 will be cancelled. Now when I am adding plus 2 on LHS, we will do the same thing on the RHS. Minus 2 plus 2 will become 0. So x must be 7 plus 2, which is 9. What is the other method? The other method is the method of transposing. You have x minus 2 is equal to 7. I want to transpose this minus 2 to the right hand side so that the left hand side will become free of any constant term. Now here when I transpose minus 2 to RHS, its sign changes from minus 2 to plus 2. So x must be 7 plus 2, which is 9, which is the same result. Alright, let's verify that. If you want to substitute it in this equation, that is x minus 2 must be equal to 7. Put x is equal to 9. What is 9 minus 2? Is it 7? Yes. So this value is true. Let's look at the next question. You have y plus 3 is equal to 10. Now again let me show you both the methods. You have y plus 3 is equal to 10. I do not want any constant term here. I want only variable term. To get that, I will take plus 3 minus 3. I have to subtract this 3 so that this will become free of any constant terms. When I am subtracting 3 here, we will be subtracting 3 from the RHS as well. Plus 3 minus 3 will be cancelled. Y must be equal to 10 minus 3. What is 10 minus 3? It is 7. Alright. So, y plus 3 is equal to 10 has a solution as y is equal to 7. You can substitute it in this. 7 plus 3, is it 10? Yes, it is 10 of course. So, y is equal to 7 is a solution to this given linear equation. What is the second method? Second method is a method of transpose. You have y plus 3 is equal to 10. Let us transpose this positive 3 to the right hand side, and when you transpose, its sign changes. Now, here plus 3 will become minus 3 when it comes to right hand side. What is 10 minus 3? 7. Y is equal to 7 is the solution. Look at the next question. Solve for z. Z is equal to 6 plus 2. Now here z is on the right hand side of the equation. Now to solve for this z, we can assume that we want to keep variable terms on the right hand side and shift only the constant terms to the left hand side. So you have 6 is equal to z plus 2. I want only variable terms on the right hand side. I do not want any constant terms. So if I do not want any constant term here, I should be subtracting these 2, and when I am subtracting 2 from one side, we will be doing the same operation onto the other side. That means 6 minus 2 is equal to z plus 2 minus 2. 2 and minus 2 will be cancelled. 6 minus 2 is 4. 4 is the value of z. What is the method of transposing in this case? You have 6 is equal to z plus 2. We want to transpose this 2 to the left hand side, and when we transpose, its sign changes to minus. So this must be 6 minus 2 is equal to z. That means 4 is the value of z. Look at the next question. Solve for 3 by 7 plus x is equal to 17 by 7. So you have 3 by 7 plus x is equal to 17 by 7. Now from this question onwards, let us use only one method of obtaining solution. Let's use the method of transposing, because that is the most widely used and most commonly used method of obtaining solution, because it is easier to attain the result in just 1 or 2 steps. Alright, so let's use the method of transposing to obtain the solution. You have 3 by 7 plus x is equal to 17 by 7. Now if I want to transpose this 3 by 7, I should be doing it to the right hand side. So that means your x value must be 17 by 7, and when it is transposed, its sign changes. So it must be minus 3 by 7. That means it must be 17 minus 3, which is 14 by 7. 7 times 2 is 14. So the value of x is 2. Let's look at the next question. Solve for x. 6x is equal to 12. 6x is equal to 12. Here x, the variable, is in multiplication with the constant 6. Now if I want to transpose 6 to the right hand side, x will be 12 divided by 6. So when we transpose, its operation, which is in multiplication, changes to division. 12 by 6 is 2. So the value of x is 2. Look at the next question. T by 5 is equal to 10. Okay, t by 5 is equal to 10. Let me assume this 10 as 10 by 1. Let's now cross multiply these values. T times 1 is t, 5 times 10 is 50. So what is the value of t? 50. Or say you want to use the method of transposing. You have t by 5 is equal to 10. This I can write it as t times 1 by 5 is equal to 10. So when I want only the value of t, I should be transposing this 1 by 5 to the right hand side. This must be 10 by 1 by 5, isn't it? 1 by 5 is in multiplication with t. When I transpose it to the right side, it will be 10 divided by 1 by 5. What is 10 by 1 by 5? It is nothing but 10 times 5 by 1, which is 50. Look at the next question. 2x by 3 is equal to 18. So you can solve this. 2x by 3 is equal to 18 by writing 18 as 18 by 1. Let's cross multiply now. 2x times 1 is 2x. 18 times 3 is 54. So 2x is equal to 54. Now to get x, let's transpose this 2 to the right hand side, and when we transpose, its operation changes to division. so it must be 54 divided by 2, which is 27. Or you can also solve it the other way. You have 2x by 3 is equal to 18. That means I'll write it as 2 by 3 times x is equal to 18. Now x is in multiplication with 2 by 3. So when I want to transpose 2 by 3 to the right hand side, its operation should be division. So it must be 18 divided by 2 by 3. 18 divided by 2 by 3 is same as 18 multiplied by the reciprocal of 2 by 3, which is 3 by 2. 2 times 9 is 18, 9 times 3 is 27. So the value of x is 27. Look at the next question. 1.6 is equal to y by 1.5. Now again I can write 1.6 as 1.6 by 1. This is equal to y by 1.5. When you cross multiply, you get y as 1.6 times 1.5, which is nothing but 2.4. Okay, the next question. 7x minus 9 is equal to 16. You have 7x minus 9 is equal to 16. Now to get this 7x, we need to transpose this negative 9 to the right hand side. And when you transpose, its sign changes to positive. That means it will be 16 plus 9. That means 7x is equal to 25. Then what should be x? Transpose 7 to the other side. It must be 25 by 7. Look at the next question. 14y minus 8 is equal to 13. So you have 14y minus 8 is equal to 13. Let's transpose this negative 8 to the right side. You get 14y must be equal to 13 plus 8, which is 21. 14y is equal to 21. So what should be y? It should be 21 divided by 14. 7 3s are, 7 2s are. So its value is 3 by 2. So what is the value of y? Y is 3 by 2. Look at the next question. 17 plus 6p is equal to 9. So we have 17 plus 6p is equal to 9. Now let's keep the variable term on the LHS and transpose the constant term to the RHS. It must be 9 minus 17. So what must be 6p? 9 minus 17 is minus 8. So what should be p? P is in multiplication with the constant 6. So when we transpose 6 to the other side, it must be minus 8 by 6, which is minus 4 by 3. So the value of p is minus 4 by 3. Let's look at the next question. You have x by 3 plus 1 is equal to 7 by 15. So let's transpose 1 to the right side. You get x by 3 is equal to 7 by 15 minus 1. When I transpose, its sign changes. So that means it is 7 minus 15 by 15, which is minus 8 by 15. So you have x by 3 is equal to minus 8 by 15. Let's transpose this 1 by 3 to the right side. You get x value as minus 8 by 15 times 3. Okay, 3 5s are 15. So its value is minus 8 by 5. So the solution to this linear equation is x is equal to minus 8 by 5.